This how-to is a rollback to .400 firmware using VMware for the DJI Mavic Pro. To do this, you're going to need VMware trial, 7-zip, and the .400 snapshot image file. There have been some reports of some gimbal issues after downgrading. Do this at your own risk. Don't hold me responsible, guys. You know what you're doing here. Major steps to success: download VMware, install and reboot, download 7-zip and archive manager, download the image file, it's about 5 gigs, extract the file, that's going to take some time, open VMware, load that snapshot, connect the Mavic, update, and then we repeat that process for the RC. It's a lengthy process with the downloads and all the extraction, but you can do this. So the first thing we're going to do is open up Chrome or whatever your browser is. Once the big file is downloaded, you want to open up 7-zip and then open up that file with 7-zip. It's going to be a password for it. The password's in the comments. Copy and paste that into the password field. Hit OK. It's going to unlock the file, and then you can extract that folder which has all the VMware contents anywhere you want. It's going to take a bit. Once you do that, if you open up the folder, you'll see there's a couple files in it. Within it is a VM file, or sorry, a VM folder. If you look within there, we're going to have a whole bunch of different VMware files. You got these open, you're in a really good spot. So now we want to go ahead and open up the VMware trial that we opened up previously. Go ahead and open up a virtual machine. And then we're going to want to navigate to where that folder is where the files were. So go ahead and open up the Mavic.400 firmware folder, open up VM folder, and then open up the VMX file. Go ahead and click open. Now you've opened up the VMware file. So now what we're going to do is go up to the top where it says File, Edit, VM, go down to Snapshot, and go down to Mavic Snapshot.400. What this is going to do is it's going to open up a VMware snapshot. Oh, sorry, you can see the remote controller one there. We'll use that later. This is going to open up a snapshot of Windows 7 with DJI Go in the update process. So basically it's downloaded. After the download process, we're going to start the update. On that prompt, go ahead and say yes. It basically says, do you want to add some compatibility to it? It'll take some time here to load the virtual machine, depending upon how fast your computer is. Okay, you can see here it's loaded Windows. I'm going to go ahead and show you now. At this point, we want to turn on the Mavic and plug it in. So go ahead and turn it on. Once it's turned on and pretty much booted up, go ahead and grab the USB. Sorry for my camera work here. Plug that USB in. And if you look on the screen, it should then recognize your device and then say update failed, and it's got a retry button up there on the right. Once you hit retry, it will start to download again, or rather it'll recognize the download already finished. So leave that plugged in just like that with your Mavic power. It's an important note, if you get this prompt up right there where it says OK and cancel, always hit cancel, otherwise it's going to reboot and it's going to screw up your process. So again, if you're in DJI Assistant here, you turn on your Mavic, you plug it in. Once that's there, it recognizes it, and then you got that retry button up on the right. Click the retry button. It'll recognize that the update's already finished downloading. You don't need any internet for this. And it'll start transmitting it through the USB to your Mavic. In this case, I sped it up 1,000 times. It took about 5 minutes in my case. It's not a small file. Just a reminder there, keep your Mavic powered on, don't turn it off. Once it's done transmitting, the update process starts. This can take a good amount of time, you guys. It can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Try not to power off. you should see progress. If you get to a point where it's on, I don't know, 72% and it stays there for 10 or 15 minutes, it's probably stuck. You're going to want to go ahead and power things down, turn the Mavic off, shut the VM down, restart the whole process all over. I went ahead and sped the video out for you guys because I'm a nice guy, but you can see here that it's basically finished. We're getting here to 99%, and everything's looking really good. There were no hiccups during this update process. All went really, really well. So at this point, the device is doing stuff. It's updating. It actually, I think, shuts it down a couple times. Went ahead and threw a notice in here for you guys that, hey, it's going to reboot. If it reboots your device, just leave it plugged in. Don't unplug it over and over. Don't try to turn it off. Just leave it as it is. It's doing its thing, and it's going to do it well, so don't worry about it. Once it reboots a couple times, it's going to connect again. You'll come back up. It should say updating at 99%. It'll sit there for a second. Looks like it's kind of finalizing some settings. Probably going through and validating all the files just to make sure everything went in right. So give it a second here. All right, you hit 100%. Update completed. Congratulations, you did it. You're down to .400 firmware. Give yourself a big ass pat on the back and send me some donations. Now, so if you look up on there at the top, you'll see that back button. You can go ahead and click back. It'll go back to the main part of the assistant. In this case, it says current is still the .200. If I refresh it, it's not right. I don't know why that is. I think it's an issue within VMware. So basically, I'm going to quit out. Everything worked and updated just fine there. So we're going to go ahead and power off. I'm going to go back to my desktop outside of VMware. I'm going to go ahead and load up the DJI Assistant 2. I just want to double check that the VMware on the device is in fact the .400. So go ahead and open up your, close down VMware, open up your assistant. Don't mind that dev console. Connect your device, or should have it already connected. This actually asked me to log in again, so I went ahead and logged in. You'll see there on the top that the current VMware is .400. So all is good. You're now back. So now the step that we got to do is the RC. So keep your RC powered off. Don't turn it on until I tell you. So go back to your VMware, load it up on the top. Go up to top, go to snapshot, and pick the RC snapshot .400. Say yes. We're going to update that sucker. Go ahead and say yes to this one again. It's going to load the VMware state. Again, the process is pretty much identical, but leave that RC powered off. Do not turn it on or I will smack the shit out of you. Go ahead and close Notepad if it's there. If there's any prompts on the bottom there, say cancel. Don't say yes. Basically, it's going to ask you if you want to reboot for settings. You don't want that shit. So at this point, the update's been downloaded. So what we want to do is plug in the RC and the USB, but don't turn it on until after it's plugged in. So here's a video of me plugging it in. So it's plugged into the device. It's plugged into the computer now, but it's still turned off. So now you can turn it on. So do your regular push and hold. I had to do it a couple times here because my thumbs just don't work right. So once it's connecting, if you look over there on your computer again, the DJI Assistant in VMware, it should get to the point where it recognizes the RC. It'll say update failed, so we know that the download's been successful and the update is ready to go. And so you'll see that retry button up there on the right. Go ahead and hit that retry button. It'll say, hey, it's already downloaded. Groovy. Plugged in and powered on. At that point, it'll then recognize it. Again, plug it in, then power it on. If you power it on first, it will not work. So after it's been recognized, go ahead and hit retry up there. It'll start the update process. The RC update is really small, so it basically just goes straight to updating. It should go really quick. I didn't have to speed these screens up here for the update process. You can see it jumped ahead to 99%. Pretty quick there. At this point, it might again reboot your RC. Might turn it off. It might flash. The RC itself usually will say updating, and so just kind of roll with it. Let it do it. Let it do its thing. When it's doing that, it'll say upgrading like this on the RC. It'll say 100% done. I've had this actually freeze at different percentages before and have it work just fine. If for some reason it freezes, again, just start the process over. And once that's done, you can go ahead and close Assistant, close VMware, and that's it, guys. You have successfully downgraded to the .400 firmware for your Mavic using VMware, as well as the RC. So now go watch the video on how to enable debug mode, and then the videos on how to change parameters, and you'll be able to go fly and have a great time. Alright guys, it's been fun. Thanks for watching.